I am out at the historic Wendover Airfield here in Wendover, one of the most important air bases in America during World War II. And you can probably hear behind me the loud engine noises of a C-130 Hercules, because today we're gonna watch some military parachute jump tests. Right there you can see and definitely hear the C-130 Hercules that landed here about 10 minutes ago. And let's go get a better view from it up there on that air tower. Here at Wendover, they have this air tower that is just sitting here, and you're allowed to climb up it as long as you are, brave enough. So we're gonna go up and we're gonna see if we can get a better view of the plane. All right, we're at the top of the tower, and Wendover actually is a really important base in American history, as I mentioned earlier. Some of the greatest pilots in the force were trained right over there, and over here. Yeah, world-renowned pilots. And also, in a hangar right down there is where the Enola Gay first took off on its journey to Japan. All right, it is just deafeningly loud. So I put my headphones in, so hopefully you guys can hear me a little better. Headphones, microphone, so we'll see if that works. But yeah, there's the C-130 Hercules. Landed here at about 10, it'll take off again at 11. Start the parachute jump tests. I'm pretty excited to watch it. Last year, they had to cut the testing off early because one of the soldiers landed and broke both of his legs. So I was lucky enough to catch the curator at the museum here, Landon. Shout out to Landon, who took me out onto the tarmac, into the airfield itself, and I got to watch the plane land up close. It was just so cool. And then about an hour later, we were back out on the airfield, got back in the truck, and watched the plane take off. And then we got back in the truck a third time, drove down to this building with this Firetruck in it. It has the biggest wheels maybe I've ever seen. And then he told me to get in. Is insane. I cannot believe this is happening. This is when Landon told me that we were actually going to be watching the jumps from the roof of the Firetruck. So obviously I was pumped. Meaning when he asked me to jump through this hole in the ceiling, I didn't even question it. You can tell I was really excited because I clearly didn't know what to film. Until this happened. These guys fell for a little over 2 minutes and then landed right on the column. I was stunned just watching the plane fly until it turned back around and dropped even more people. These guys did not land as gracefully as the first batch. I mean, look at this guy roll. That was awesome. I am jumped. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And when it was all over, we drove back to the station, jumped about 5 feet out of this truck.
that was that. Pretty crazy.